that kebab shop owner Casemiro, whoever they've replaced Casemiro with, I'm telling you, is finished. I'll tell you right now, Amrabat is coming in because he is finished. He's finished.
Hey.
They're going to play alongside each other, but he's going to be doing all his work.
But what's with these Brazilian guys and their downfall being so quick? Fabinho, 2 years ago, one of the best DMs in the Premier League. 1 season later, he's in Saudi.
I'm genuinely telling you, I guarantee before the games, before training, Casemiro will say, Amrabat, oh, let me help you put your GPS in. He's going to put his GPS in. He's going to put his GPS in. He's going to take Amrabat, put it in. Pause. And that's all that's going to happen this year. Because Casemiro, there was a point in the Arsenal game where he went into a 50-50 with Reece Nelson. 90th minute, lost the ball.
No, it's finished. What happened to the Casemiro that smashed Milner? You remember that one? This is different. I mean, at Anfield,
they signed this guy last year for 60 mil, gave him a 4-year deal, and he's used it up. Perfect. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. You're back with Let Him Shoot. What an excellent weekend.
Yes.
Couple of our teams won, couple of our teams lost.
Did they?
Some big fixtures.
I think everyone won.
Most of the teams won.
Yeah, I think
most of the teams won. But before we get into it, to my very right, we have...
It's your boy MJ, Born in Africa gang. Bless, man. Football season's over, but Arsenal's not over, man. Nice win. I'm happy. My life's good. Blessed to be here. Beautiful studio. We got Riley in the back. We got Mitch in the back. What's up, fellas?
Yeah, new tracksuit as well, huh?
Yeah, new tracksuit, man. You might be seeing this out and about. If you want to know what it is, ask questions. I'll let you know.
To my left.
PBB, 4K. Just happy to be here like MJ.
Humble.
You know, finals coming up.
Yeah, he's humble.
We needed it.
That's the most important thing in my life right now. Finals football in real life.
Man. I miss it.
Chelsea's secondary right now. You know, we need a win.
Yo, because the ops might be watching, man. We need to make sure there's no.
We need a win, so you know that's all I'm worried about this week. Going in, reversing first, so you know. Fine. When it comes to finals, it's more about up here as well, not just with your feet. So we'll see who wins the mental battle. Might send a couple of them boys little male presents.
Yeah.
You guys ready, or is this just a one-hit wonder?
Yeah. To his left.
Pengus Tech is back again. Let's get straight into this episode because there's a few things I would love to talk about.
Okay. We can't actually get straight into it.
Oh, no. I'd rather get into this.
So, as you saw probably 3 episodes ago now, the
Four,
team...
I think.
3 or 4 episodes, yeah. The team underwent a vigorous FPL draft. We appreciate everyone that signed up for the full normal FPL league. All 480 people.
Is that 480?
Yeah, man. We're bigger than you could ever imagine.
Hey, them 408, you better be subscribed, by the way.
Yeah.
They probably are.
Damn.
Maybe they're not.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Look at how
TikTok.
much you scroll.
I had no clue. I thought it was 100.
450. 450.
Didn't you find one on the live the other time?
We got 450 people, and the lowest let him shoot member is football team at 428.
So he's.
I haven't changed my team.
So I guess before I spoil the thing, Denai is very low in both.
Yeah. So along with our normal FPL, which we opened up to the whole Let 'em Shoot community, we also did an internal FPL draft to show who is the best tactical, who is the best manager, who is the best scout.
Set up your teams each week.
Yeah.
Who's the best Sean Dyche?
Yeah, who can get the best out of the players they have.
Yeah.
And that draft consisted of a monthly ladder, and whoever was bottom 2 would have to spin the wheel of death for punishments every month, every 4 games.
Oh, they're not aware of it yet. So maybe just go through who's safe.
Okay,
Who's safe from relegation.
So after the first 4 fixtures of FPL draft, Samuel sits in first place on 12 points, 4 from 4.
Well deserved, man.
4 from 4, baby.
Well deserved.
I'm West Ham. almost 4 from 4,
No,
but I'm West Ham.
They're on 7 points, huh?
No, 10.
10.
Oh, 10 points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're 10.
4
I'm
games.
West Ham. Everybody else crumbles when they play against me.
In
Jeez.
second place, yours truly, Juju J.
Are you saying
On
that?
9. Yeah.
I thought Tom was
Very
second.
decent. Nah.
In third place, Thomas
Oh,
McLaughlin on 6.
Highest points, though.
Highest points.
Yeah.
In fourth place, we have PBB.
Oh, Champions
You
League.
know, I did a bit of this, bit of that, brought in some
Yeah,
players, tactical changes, made a
Champions
top
League.
4.
Now, the bottom half of the league. In fifth, we have Riley Angelo Santo. In sixth, we have KS Claw, he has
He's
and
done
you can-
well.
You can
clawed
hear
his
his
way out of relegation.
He's done well.
Hey, by
And
the
this
way,
you
he's
can
doing,
hear,
he's
yeah.
doing Rashford. He's doing Rashford this for
Yeah.
coming 6th. So
In seventh, we've got
And this is
Punishments.
punishment.
first of the 2 punishments, Mike John.
Mr.
I've been
Pleasures.
In seventh.
I've been robbed.
Hey,
In seventh.
this guy's wearing a Pleasures hat today. How
been robbed.
ironic.
I've been robbed. I've been robbed.
In eighth, we have the gaffer. We have the coach.
Well, you know what? To be honest, from the first moment we decided we're going to do a draft, I honestly could tell you that bottom place was going to belong to the football team.
Yeah.
And to me,
pretty good.
I picked a good team.
He picked a great team.
Team's pretty good.
And if you want to know more about Denai, we'll link that. Remember that episode we did in Sydney where he was trying to explain to us 4-4?
4-3-3.
Mark's favorite video.
Exactly.
4-3-3.
Since then, I knew he was going to be
He
bad.
has
at
no
this.
tactical awareness.
No.
So in last place is Denai. So every month or after every 4 games, we're going to give you a recap of who's sitting where and the punishments.
You might as well give him
That
a
they're
final list of
receiving.
the punishments.
Okay, so we've got a punishment wheel here. I'll screen record this.
Chuck it straight in the app. Turn on.
So
Do Not
our
Disturb.
punishments for the punishment wheel: lemonade stand in the city. So if you get this, you have to do a lemonade stand for 2 hours in the city.
Is it 2 hours?
2 hours.
Or until you get kicked
Or
out.
until you
Until you get kicked out.
Oh, okay.
And all the profits you
Is
make.
it always 2 hours?
Yeah. No, it
Shut
was all,
up! You've got fucking no clue.
it was always 2 hours.
You know what I'm going to do? If someone gets that one,
Was
I'm
that
gonna-
I swear.
yeah, I
Yeah.
promise you.
Oh, okay. I
That's the
thought
most-
these were like edits because you guys are
that's
lost.
the most tapped 2
Lemonade
hours.
stand. Hold on, but the person who's sitting in first place at the time of that punishment will receive all the profit
Yeah.
from the lemonade stand. Second, we have NRL sideline conversion.
yeah,
You have to do it for 3 hours, or until you make a sideline conversion.
Sideline conversion.
Yeah.
That's easy.
In the back.
Piece of cake, man. All right.
Jonathan
hope you get
Thurston.
that
You reckon
one.
you're a little Jonathan Thurston?
I used to do conversions.
Yeah.
School rugby.
We've got the video story one, Tom's one. I'm not going to say what it is, so that
Yeah.
Okay.
you can just do it.
Yeah.
The what?
Freestyle video.
No, the person talking about the person.
Talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
a
yeah, okay.
player.
Yep.
Yep.
We got shit shoes.
Yep.
Easy.
We got dropped off in unknown location. So the loser will be dropped off in a random suburb in Canberra with
Let
no
him shoot.
phone, no wallet, no money,
Yeah.
and they have to find their own way
And
home.
vlog the whole thing. Let him
Yeah.
shoot Bear Grylls.
Yep. We have stand-up comedy set for 7 minutes here in the studio in front of everyone.
Oh, live audience.
We have lip sync in Grima Place for 20 minutes.
That's the city for you internationals.
Yep. Or in the city of wherever you are, don't know. Then we have TikTok dance on story, number 1 person's choosing.
Yep.
I wish the
Can't tell nobody it's a joke.
We
I hope
have
the night gets
Smoothie of Death made by 1, 2,
Oh,
first place,
that would be
second
nice.
place, and one of the crowd will get to
That's
give
probably
in
the worst
2
one,
ingredients.
I reckon. Well, yeah. What if you can't drink milk?
This is just milk.
I'm putting milk and cheese.
Put almond in yours, mate.
We've got
bro. That bad food.
We'll give you
Nah,
coconut.
man.
We'll give you coconut water.
I'm not.
we've
That's
got, we've got
That's calm.
public golf tournament. You have to enter a public golf tournament and tee off 9 holes before you can go home.
That's funny, man.
That's funny.
And they're not cheap, by the way.
Yeah.
We've got fucked selfie on grid.
On grid.
So number 1 will get to choose the outfit. Number 2 will get to choose the caption.
Yep.
And it's got to go on your grid 24 hours.
That one's pretty bad.
That's probably the one I dread the most.
I want someone
not
not
gonna
gonna like this with no shorts.
We got rival team's jersey for on episode. Rival team's jersey on episode. Maybe for you fake fans,
That's
rival
pretty
team
bad.
Jersey is light, but that's going to be used all the time. Then,
Meme.
yeah, Bud doesn't mind that.
Bud
One
goes-
chip challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
One chip challenge.
Shout out that TikTok guy for that one.
We got window washing on Northbourne
That one's live,
for
man.
30 minutes or until $30.
That one's live.
30 minutes of 30.
Yeah, but
What
bro,
about like, what if people start giving you ciggies? Can you cash them in for money or no?
No, Siggy's is just extras. We got cocktails or schooners at assembly
Yeah.
Oh,
or pub
I can't
of
do
your
that one.
choice.
And how much is it?
It's 10 cocktails or 15 schooners
Yeah.
I
Till
can't
you
do
can
that.
leave.
until you can leave the venue. Yeah, or 15
you can't get the
schooners.
exact same one
10
twice.
cocktails, bro.
10 different cocktails. No, 10 cocktails,
Nah.
different. Then we've got undercover t-shirt at event. Undercover t-shirt at event.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
you'll be wearing a jacket and the first place gets to choose the t-shirt you're wearing underneath and they get to say reveal at any time.
And then you just got to
God
take the
Then you
jacket
gotta
off
take the
at
jacket off for
event.
the rest of the event and
Imagine-
you can't go home for a minimum of 2 hours.
Imagine that same event, you got shit shoes and jacket. And the shirt.
Then we've got football boots in the mall. Football boots in the mall for an hour. Got to go in minimum of 20 shops.
God damn, man.
We've got goal
That one's
recreations
light as well.
and celebrations.
So a serious goal recreation
Serious
alone
goal
at the Oval.
recreations and celebrations 10
Alone
until you
at
can
the
leave the
Oval.
oval. And that's it.
That one's pretty hard.
Yeah. No, but like it can be bad. It doesn't have to be like a good finish.
Oh, okay.
But
okay,
you're
okay.
recreating the goal and
oh, okay.
It could
You
be
have
like
to-
Rice's
yeah.
goal this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to
Recreate
pretend it was
the goal
serious.
and
Oh, okay.
celebration.
Yeah, no, that's like.
Like imagine doing
Yeah.
Gomez once.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Panther.
yeah.
You got to do that. MJ,
Uh,
you got to do the Panther.
I got that, man.
So there are FPL punishments, and Mike, as the honorary 7th place, he will be spinning today for the first punishment.
Okay.
Hey, you nervous?
Oh my god.
I feel good.
We'll give you almond milk if you get that.
We also have,
Yeah.
if you don't do the punishment, it's $100 to whoever's in first
Inshallah, we get some. I want money, baby.
every single time.
Yeah,
Okay,
fine.
by popular demand.
Yeah, but I'm gonna. I'm just gonna.
You'll be
hate on
shunned
you.
by the whole
Yeah.
group if you
Yeah.
do.
We won't tell you.
Just press the middle.
Yeah,
I won't give you-
Mike spinning.
Spin the wheel, buddy. Where you gonna get? Oh,
Can I have a look?
Yeah. Oh,
Shit shoes. What is it?
he got video story.
What's this? What's the video story?
Oh, so the easiest one is
Mike got out of the way. The easiest.
What's the
one.
video story?
we'll tell you
Yeah,
after
we'll
that.
tell you
Yeah.
after.
Okay.
It's easy though.
Yeah, very easy.
Hey, so everyone, pay attention to MJ's story in the next couple of days.
And
Nah,
the
it's on the let him shoot.
Oh, let him shoot.
story,
You'll see MJ soon.
Maybe collab post.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right, and then we'll spin for denies
bag.
now.
Yeah.
Okay,
DD.
I'll put it on the screen. Denagapara gets
Hope you get something bad. Milkshake.
NRL conversion.
Bro, his knees aren't good either.
Damn.
Alright,
NRL
bro.
conversion.
Damn.
Yeah.
Them two, they
That's
got
easy.
away with
That's not
it.
easy for him, bro. He's gonna be there for 2 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours.
minimum.
3 hours.
3 hours.
Oh yeah.
Well, if he pays the money, he pays the money.
That would be a
$100.
dumb one to pay money in.
Yeah.
$100 is nice.
I'd take that. My fantasies just feel good after that.
There's our FPL punishments for this month.
Fire very
Quite,
underwhelming.
they got off. They got
Light.
off.
That
Yeah.
was light.
They got off light this
Yeah.
month.
Did we say you can't get the same punishment?
I reckon.
It's every respin.
I reckon same person can't get that same punishment.
Yeah, that's
but-
what I meant.
Yeah, but everyone else can get that
Yeah.
punishment.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get into the episode. Oh, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Excellent work on the comments on YouTube.
I loved it. I was reading them all
Subs
day.
going up, comments
It
going
was a
up.
good episode.
Yeah, I
Good
enjoyed it.
episode, yeah.
And if you want to see the MJ video, you got to freaking follow us on Instagram.
On
as well.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into it. Prem fixtures.
I think I got to go.
First game, we're starting with the biggest game of the round. One of the biggest games in English football historically. Arsenal versus Man United at the Emirates. Arsenal. 3-1 winners. And there's many places we can start, but Mike, how are you feeling post this?
I couldn't even
Like this
sleep,
game.
man. Like for me, that's one of those performances, especially that last 10 minutes where you're like, yeah, man, there's something about this team. We had no party, and if that was last season, we're losing the game. Don't worry about it.
No Timber as well.
No Timber, no Jesus. So I think we're seeing a team that is better. We didn't play our best, but we got a backbone. You know what I mean? We're about it, and I respect it. I thought it was a smart performance. We probably could have won the game earlier. I think we know that with United, they're a very highly counter-pressing team, and that's what cost us. I thought not pressing every time wasn't a bad idea.
I didn't think it was a bad decision.
Wasn't a bad idea because I feel like with United, if they beat the press and they're getting behind, that's problems, and that's how they like to play. Whereas you let them have the ball, you force them to try and break you down. It's a different story.
They look like they ran out of ideas in terms of early build-up.
Exactly right.
Initial third.
Exactly right. But at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points. We're beating a massive rival. You know, historically, that's always a big game. And it's a similar story for United.
And when teams come to your home ground, when you're challenging for the title, when you're up there, you need a win. When the big teams come to your ground, maybe away you don't need a win, but at home you need to win games.
Big time.
And Arsenal did that, so I couldn't have been happier. I was gassed. I want to go to Bud now because we sat here last week.
Oh,
and
I forgot
he
about
was
this.
talking a lot.
About this,
He
yeah.
was talking a lot about how Arsenal they don't have it. They don't have
That's
it.
not what
He
I
said
said.
we're going to lose the game.
He said we're going to lose the game.
No, but why did I say that? I said if you go with that same lineup.
Yep. He said if you go with Havertz in the team again, you'll lose the game.
Yeah.
He said the system just doesn't work. It doesn't look like it's working. And we said the game before it was just an off game. And on another day we put away chances. But after watching Arsenal,
Yeah. You know what? I even put on the Mega Mini. 25-minute one.
That's 45.
No, it's 25.
It's just mini.
Yeah.
Oh, mini. I put on the mini match.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because I knew there would be questions coming my way. I think what I said was, if you guys go with that same, and you can go back to the episode, if you go in with the same team you did against Fulham, it might be trouble. Like I said, I don't know if you're going to win that game. You did make changes. You went with the original back four, which seemed to work. Worked well. Havertz still was Havertz, so I wasn't wrong with that.
We agree.
But I'm saying you get 2 goals in the 90-plus minute. Say that doesn't happen. Are you guys grilling Havertz for missing a chance like that?
No, because Saka missed a better chance.
Yeah,
See, I get where Bud's coming from because, yes, the win would feel amazing.
Yeah.
And
It does, believe me.
the win
It
would.
does.
Don't worry, I've been there. The win would feel amazing. And right now, you guys probably feel so good. You beat United at home. But when you isolate the performance like we isolated the performance last week, the performance wasn't bad last week. I feel as though the performance this week wasn't the best performance. As a whole, when you look at the 3-1, the 3-1 is a lot louder than the actual game and the way things went. If United, like, very, 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 like, millimeters, right, from going ahead and being 2-1 and probably holding on and winning the game, and you go down the other end, score, and then obviously it opens up for the last goal and it finishes 3-1. But I think the actual performance and the doubts that you probably had still, of course, the backbone and being strong it's a benefit and it probably feels good. But I feel like the actual performance itself and the doubts you had last week, probably you didn't want to speak them, the doubts that you have, because this year has to be a big year for you guys. So those doubts that you have, they're probably still there. Even after this 3-1 win, they're probably, after it calms down about beating United, they're probably still there because the performance wasn't as dominant as even games where last season, the way you looked.
Why do you think it wasn't as dominant?
I feel as though the control of the game, yes, you were in control for the game, but you weren't. It wasn't a point where Man U were completely out of the game. It wasn't a point where you guys were clearly the better team and United are just out of the game. And I feel like there were games last season where that was the case. You were the better team. Teams didn't look like they were in the game. And then you won the game and you felt good. But I feel like now after the last minute winner like dies off and Jesus' nice goal dies off, I think you drop points or you go into the next game and you perform again not so well. I feel like you're going to have doubts and you're going to be thinking like, oh.
Look, I get where you're coming from. I think for me, it's like if we compare to last season, there was every game, pretty much most of the games we lost, bar the City games, we were the better team for 80% of the match. So for me, I think the most important thing for me this season is how do we perform when we're not playing well? And what we're seeing now is we've had one draw and we've won the rest of the games. So that for me, that's why I think we're improving, because last season, we probably would have lost. We would have lost United. We probably would have lost to Fulham. Whereas this season, despite all the lack of cohesion, formation changes, we're still winning games. And I think that's the main thing. And back to your Havertz point, I get it. Like, Havertz isn't playing well.
Stinky.
And I have an issue with how many minutes he's playing, Because from an Arsenal perspective, right, you're like, all right, this guy isn't playing well. He's not really offering exactly what we need. And we see drastic changes when he comes off and when Vieira comes on or when other players come on. So I think that's a problem, which I agree with Bud, of where we could have shortfalls or we could have issues against better teams. But then again, for me, it's like we're winning against United. That's always a massive game. Yes, United have terrible away form, but those are the moments when you look at big teams or like season-defining teams or like the top guys, they win those games. And I think we're heading closer towards being a team that doesn't need to play well to win. Whereas last season, we had to play well to win. If we didn't play well, we didn't win.
The perfect two examples for me is last year, the exact same reverse fixture. It was this early in the season. We went to Old Trafford, where the clearly the better team lost 3-1. Nobody said a thing about our performance. Nobody said anything. They said that we were naive, trying to win the game, trying to push on. We got hit on the counter.
Exactly.
We lost the game.
Against a very counter-pressing
Everyone
team.
sat here and said United, they were too smart, tactically too smart.
Exactly.
Arsenal do the same thing in periods this game where we don't press on, we let United have the ball, and in turn, we win the game 3-1. 2 counter-attacks, or one's a corner, another counter-attack. We win the game. I just don't think it can go both ways in where last year we're crucified for how we went into the game and lost, and now it's still, but the performance wasn't there.
Exactly.
It wasn't total control.
I'm not saying that it shouldn't be praised the way that you won and how you won. I'm just saying deep down for you guys, I'm sure that there are doubts that haven't been silenced by this win.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just going to be real though. I don't think you're going to remember the performance this early on in the season when we come March, when we come April, when we come even January.
But it's not the team performance we're talking about.
Last year, City came to Emirates. We slapped them up. We lost 3-1.
And
We were the better
the
team.
season before as well.
This isn't.
We were the better team.
We're not
City
saying it's the team performance. I'm saying.
He is saying it's the team performance.
I'm saying
That's literally what he
But
said.
what I said from the start is, it's Havertz starting. Is that going to be a problem for Arsenal? And say there was a bit of controversy with the goal that the second, was it the second goal? Off the corner?
For us?
Yeah, the Rice goal.
allegedly
No real
by
controversy,
Ten
but
Hag,
yeah.
but I realistically,
I hear
if
it.
that's my
I'm not
team, I'm
saying
never
it.
saying that's a foul
Ever.
and I'm not complaining.
But
as
I'm not.
well.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying it's still a moment. It's still a big moment in a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, say that goes their way, right?
Yeah.
Do you go on to score that other goal?
No, I don't think so.
We had a
Potentially
penalty
not.
overturned. We missed a clear one-on-one.
They had an offside.
We missed
Which
two
in-
clear chances, a penalty chance as well.
And
Yeah,
they're saying
but
that
they
they
had-
had a penalty that they should have had with Hoyland,
Yeah, it
but
was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then there was that offside, which to me there was a first angle in the mini
Here we
that
go.
showed
Analyst.
it.
Yep.
That showed,
Yeah.
and it looked onside. Like he looked like he was level. Then there was another angle that showed that he was offside. So I'm just saying, these are big moments in games like that. It goes United's way for the corner, and it is a foul on Evans.
Yep.
Sorry, on
Evans, I
Gabriel.
think- Yeah. Oh, by Gabriel. Yeah.
Yep.
Say that game ends a draw because no one goes on to score.
Yep.
Who's going to get slandered for that game? You think you guys are going to be like,
Arteta.
oh, Saka?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be like Havertz again?
Arteta won. Saka. I mean Havertz.
I'm not hearing that. I think it's going to be Havertz first.
Havertz
because
cops it
missing-
every single week.
Yeah.
Arteta cops it more.
It's not Arteta that cops it, it's Havertz.
Yeah, but Arteta, people are saying, why is he changing formation?
Exactly.
Why is he doing this?
But it's because
Why
of
is he doing
Havertz.
that?
So I'm saying to you,
The party
is
team.
Havertz like ruining this team from like progressing to become even better? Like, is he slowing
think
down
so.
how you guys, like if you guys were projected to be higher,
Yeah.
is Havertz slowing it down? And I think so.
I mean, that's maybe one part of like the slowdown. But like Arteta said, he doesn't want to be predictable. He wants to be a team that is high functioning. We can play in different ways.
Yeah.
People can play in different systems. If that means Havertz is playing, that's part of his philosophy. That's not Havertz's choice to be like, I'm not playing well, I'm starting every week.
And to be fair, when Liverpool were at our best, you guys used to sit here and say the performance isn't great. Like, you're not a good footballing side. And I used to be like, yeah, like I see that. I see where you're coming from. But when you win week in, week out, it doesn't matter. So like you guys are saying, it doesn't matter. Every game, like when you look at when the big teams would come, we would win it. There was a period where we had 92 from 95 points in a row. And it was like, I can't even tell you how many of those were good performances.
Exactly.
A lot of the away games, we would win 2-1, 1-0, and just shut out the other team and win and go on to the next game.
And
so
like
maybe
Bud said, it's big moments. That's the difference. And I feel like we're having those big moments. Whereas last season, we dominate possession. It'd be 70% possession. We lose the big moments. We lose the game. So I think that's the shift. That's the paradigm shift we're seeing for Arsenal, where we don't need to play well, but we're having those big moments and we're capitalizing.
I hear that, definitely. I never said once like,
he's
it was anything about the Arsenal
really
performance.
just only talking about Havertz.
Havertz and Arteta is my main thing.
And
why is he starting him?
How long is it
I agree.
until he comes out of the team? Or what does it take for him to come out of the team? Does it take bad team performances for him to come out of the team where you don't win, where you're not winning the
and
game?
could that cost you points?
Or
so playing him, starting him consecutively,
or
is that going to cost you points
see
later
it
on?
now?
Literally.
And then you can say, we're lucky we're seeing it now when we're actually winning and picking up points. And then we can take him out and hopefully we just keep winning.
I agree. You guys winning these games is great. Never said once anything about Arsenal's performance
Okay.
as a team.
I think we're saying different things.
I think I'm just saying that it's Arteta, Havertz. This might come back to hurt you later on if he keeps playing and there's games where you lose, like these big moments don't go your way. It's easy to say it's Arteta and Havertz, but if you know this from early, take him out. Like, you're saying, you guys are all agreeing that he shouldn't be starting. So take him out now while there's still a chance.
I mean, I hear what you're saying.
You want to play your
and
best
obviously
players.
You're watching
And he's
that.
not one of them
But
at this moment.
I feel like we have to give some,
Leniency.
not even leniency, some trust in the fact that Arteta has made plenty of players that people said weren't going to be. Ben White playing right back. Everyone said he couldn't play right back.
But he...
One of the best players last year. You got Xhaka playing high as an 8.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, oh, get Xhaka out of the side, us included.
Martinelli as
He
well.
was one of our best players. So I feel like there has to be some leniency or some trust that Arteta somehow knows what he's doing with this Havertz thing and it's going to come good. And if it gets to November and it still hasn't figured it out, then I'll say get him the hell out of the team.
Because we're seeing glimpses. That's the thing. Like, we're seeing like the play he can be. Whether it's like a mental thing that's holding him back, that, like you said, that's a problem. I agree. Yeah. But I'm not sitting here saying this guy needs to like leave the team. I disagree.
Team.
I disagree. I'm like, look, how bad he needs to play to come out of the team? Yes, but if this is a system thing and he really wants him to get up to speed, I guess how else is this going to work? Is him getting dragged now a good way to go about it? I don't know.
And maybe similar to Odegaard, he didn't really hit the ground running at Arsenal. And I think
Exactly.
instantly, to me, Odegaard looked like he was not worth the price that you guys paid for him. And
Which
when
was 30 mil.
and when we were watching the games, I was thinking, he just doesn't look like he fits in. And then if you look at him now, he's basically the
It's the
system.
same with Vieira.
Yeah.
We were watching Vieira last year. Everyone was watching Vieira last year saying, oh, this guy, he stinks.
Yeah.
Like, he can't cope with the pace. He can't cope with the physicality of the Prem. And now people are calling for him to start over Havertz.
That would never happen 2 months ago.
You know what I mean? So
I hear it.
I'm just saying, like, but trust me, I'll be the first.
we need your.
I'll be the first
We're going to
to-
need your tactical analysis
Yeah,
and player
with
selection
expertise for Chelsea.
in a second. Because
I'll be the first to give you Havertz slander when it happens.
there's a couple issues, but just quickly, I wanted to talk about Ten Hag for a little bit because
Me too.
I've seen a couple things saying that this is Dutch Ollie.
I have something to say, man.
This
I have
is
something to say.
You've
crowd, man.
you've spent
God
X
damn.
amount, a lot more investment than Ollie received. You've bought the players that you've worked with previously, and the philosophy, the system, it still hasn't come to the forefront. People still don't know how United want to play. Are they a counter-attacking side? Are they a counter-pressing side? Are they just a team who dominates the ball? How do United want to play? Bring in Onana, bring in Lissandro Martinez, bring in Anthony. Do they want to dominate the ball, or do they want to be a team that plays their most dangerous football when the other team's in possession?
Yeah.
What does Ten Hag?
Yeah, the thing I was going to say is if we completely let's just look at Ten Hag from a Man U perspective and we cut out him at Ajax and we cut out what he's done before United. When I look at United, right, they've got the highest, since he's been there, the highest net spend of any club in the Premier League. So they're spending the most amount of money without like that's just out of the bank. That's not we're selling players to buy people. And these are players he wants. It's not like some would say Chelsea before were getting players to get players and the manager didn't. These are players that he wants, that he worked with, and now when you look at the team, one, you don't know what style they're going to play. Two, if you're a the same reason why Conte, Mourinho, they were getting slandered at Tottenham when they would go to the other big teams, sit back, lose the game, park the bus, whatever it was, and not play an attacking style of football. The same thing that was happening to Oli. The same thing that was happening to Ralph Ragnick. All those things that were happening to all those managers when they would play in the big games. If you look at at Ten Hag when he's played in the big games, he sits back. He's really pragmatic. They sit on the edge of their box and they try and counter just basically through Rashford. They try and find Bruno and he just tries to find Rashford, and that's their whole game plan. So if you're a manager who's spending all this money working every single week with the team, and let's not pretend that he hasn't had time, because he's had time. He's had time to build a system. Andrew's built a system in literally months. In a couple months.
You can see his philosophy.
You can see it. Exactly. You can see it.
They go into the game, yeah.
But this guy, even I can see glimpses of a system with Pochettino in this short time, even though their performances aren't showing. But with Ten Hag, for me, if you want to be, they're supposed to be a title challenger. Every year we just pretend that they're not because they're not performing. But they're supposed to be a title challenger.
Their fans expected them to challenge.
This year they did. They really did, and they thought they would be up there with Arsenal. Every time you see people like Ferdinand doing a combined 11. They're trying to get more Man U players in than the other team. They're trying to put. They think that their players are the best. They think that the players that they have in each position deserve to be like up there as the best in those positions. Yet when it comes to the big games, they don't even want to go toe to toe and play football against the other teams.
Well, it just shows, because if you look at their away form, it's horrible.
Horrible.
Like, they don't win games away. You know what I mean?
They haven't beat a top 9 side in the Prem away under Ten Hag.
They've got like 1 point out of like
top 9.
It's like 1 point out of like 20 something.
9 losses.
20 something points. Yeah.
Damn.
It's crazy.
That's disgusting.
But for me, it's weird because if you look at last season, it was a weird story because Ten Hag started, we were like, man, this is no good. And then all of a sudden, United's back. Everyone's like, all right, this season they're going to have a big season. But it's almost like they've regressed.
Yeah.
Whether that's the midfield, there's this talk about, we don't have a striker, we don't have a 9. Like it's going to fix all the problems. I might agree with that a little bit, but there's more problems with how they play than just a 9. And I think you can't be... They're not a Liverpool side. You don't have the midfield capacity to play like Liverpool played if you're trying to be a counter-pressing counter team.
You don't have the front three who's electric to go, who can play one-on-one, who can attack with just 3 players.
Anthony, no.
No.
Sancho,
not even in the squad.
He's not even in the squad.
Rashford's your only guy that you have that can do that.
Garnacho can't start. So there's so many deficiencies in that team for I think the style of play he wants to play, and plus defensively they don't have the creativity and to be able to do that as well.
How can these guys have spent since Ten Hag's been there? It's something like 800 million, something stupid, right? It might be a fake fact, but it's something around that.
Could be.
Yeah, it's maybe like 600, 700 million since he's been there. And today, who are the 2 centre backs they finished the game with?
Yeah.
Johnny Evans and,
which is what I was going to say.
Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire.
I think that's one of the most underrated things that Arteta has done for Arsenal. It wasn't even the signings; it was the clear out. It was getting all our worst players off the wage bill. It was getting like fairly vigorously Aubameyang gone, Lacazette didn't renew. Now even Xhaka's gone.
Pepe gone.
Pepe, they're about to terminate his contract. Arteta started with like David Luiz, Socrates,
Guendouzi,
all these players, and the way in which they sort of cleared out the club, I think that's what United should have done initially at the process. But if you can't sell players like Maguire, McTominay,
they got rid of Fred, they've got rid of Ronaldo, they've got rid of that's like
2 players that performed.
Like we're all right.
Like I understand like the experience thing, like you want to keep experience, but at what cost? You know what I mean?
Because you're not challenging for a title yet. So why don't you just clear it out, bring the players you want in? But he's bringing players he wants in and they're not performing.
That's the problem.
So it's like, and now I'm pretty sure, was Mason Mount not brought in to play in the 8 next to Casemiro and Bruno? Was he not brought in to play there? But they're now signing Amrabat. Amrabat's now apparently where he's needed in there because Casemiro doesn't have the leg. He's needed.
I think United it's not as bad as we think it is. I think big games
They struggle.
they struggle in big games, and Tottenham and now
Away from home.
yeah,
Away from home.
Tottenham
Yeah.
and now Arsenal, 2 losses. But when they do play the other teams, they do get the points that they need. I think,
But you're not
If-
a title
but-
challenger then for me.
yeah, definitely. But if you're only losing the big games, does that mean you're far away from where you need to be?
I think it is.
Because he's
Yeah.
brought into to
Well, where they need to be
a
is,
project.
is
Where they need to be is at the
is
top.
this is
near
year
the
2
top.
though. This
Yeah.
is his second year, and if
Absolutely.
you're only losing to big teams,
they aren't
away
only
from
losing-
home-
They aren't only losing to the big teams though.
they are. They
This
make
season-
Champions
this
League.
season, yeah.
Yeah,
But
but I'm
last
saying
season they got pumped by Brentford. They got pumped by Brighton.
Yeah,
They got
but
pumped by
like you said,
countless teams.
they lost away from home, but at home they did beat you guys last year. They
Yeah.
did
They
do
beat
well
everyone.
against other
They
teams.
beat us.
That's
City,
what I'm
they beat
saying.
Liverpool.
So is it really that bad that they're only losing away in big games? Like, obviously it's a big game you want to win, but if we look at it from an outside, they did make top 4. They did get better from what they were at the start of the season last year. They've brought in players slowly.
Well,
They have a midfielder now in Amrabat, which I think if where Eriksen was in that moment, I think Amrabat can read the play better. They have a makeshift 8 who's predominantly a 10, who normally is higher on on the field, but now because Bruno's there, he has to be the one that fills in that middle.
yeah, but they signed him knowing that.
That's what I
Eriksen,
don't
they
get.
signed him knowing that, but it wasn't
Eriksen
to-
and Mount were signed
exactly
knowing that.
Mount plays that game. Mount plays that game in 8, right?
don't wanna hear it.
He has. I'm just saying this. It's not as bad as we think.
It's
it is.
early days.
It's a big game.
It's early days.
It's
You
early
lose,
days.
you cop
But-
it, but it's like, are they really that bad?
I
Trust
feel
me.
like you've
It's
given
not-
leniency to United, but
it's
last
not
week we were
it's
talking
not
about
leniency.
Arsenal.
It's not
And we
leniency.
were talking about the performances not being up to scratch, but we were getting the points, and it still was looking.
For some reason, United are getting-
But United haven't performed
You know,
well.
They were down 2-0 and won the game.
Are we
didn't
not?
perform
Are we
well.
not pretending that all the
But you
United
just
fans were
said it was
saying
points.
United had a
No,
better
no,
season
that's what I'm
last year?
saying.
United had a better season than Arsenal last year.
But they've lost two
We're
games already.
We're looking better.
Yeah,
Two games.
I don't know.
I'm
This
saying.
Of 4.
No, I agree. But I'm saying, like,
If this was
losing to the
Arsenal,
big games.
man,
If this was
story.
any other of the, if this was Liverpool, if
story.
this was Arsenal,
No,
even
but
if it was Liverpool,
There's stats behind it that they do win at home against the big teams too. So is
So
it
do
really
we.
a bad thing that they're losing away from
I
home?
don't think you can be considered
I'm saying
a
like
top side if you can't go and beat
100%.
teams.
And
I
if you want
agree.
progress, I
That-
think you have to be. There has to be some kind
That's
of
ba-
accountability.
Yeah.
that
And
we're not
fix
performing
something.
away from
Yeah.
home. Why is
go
Definitely.
and
that?
get a draw. Even
Yeah.
definitely.
you're
But
setting up in such a anti-football way every single time, and it's
Yeah.
not working.
I'm agreeing, but I'm saying like it's not as bad as what it is really. Because
It's very obviously we're being a bit reactionary,
exactly.
but I just think that there's things that haven't been discussed, like United's how they scout
have a system.
players, how they recruit, the types of positions they go for, what type of players they bring in. I just don't think they're aligned in the club. And this
Facts.
Amrabat, Mount, Rashford playing here, Anthony playing here.
Yeah,
I just don't think it works.
Yeah,
Positives
Just quickly,
with
I just
Højlund.
wanted to get a couple comments that we had about the game. Senzi on TikTok says Man United deserved at least a draw out of the Arsenal game.
I don't
they
think you
didn't.
can
Shut
say
up.
that. I don't
Liam
think you
Murphy
can say
said
that.
Man United will not get top 5. I think he's saying top 5 because Champions League potentially goes to 5th.
It is. Yeah, it is 5 for this year.
I think it got confirmed.
Another one, United not
yeah,
making
true.
UCL football this year. And Nick Stav, Rice is better than Casemiro.
Well, we can't argue with that.
Rolls Royce Rice
Okay.
yesterday.
We're quickly
this
into the
morning.
Rolls Royce, but I think Rice is very good.
he's very good.
But
Man.
we're very quickly into the Rolls Royce.
And he was eating up.
He was eating up.
Very
eating
good,
up
man.
yesterday.
Because a certain someone
Jollof
we put
rice.
starting didn't turn up as well.
Yeah, but I do
And who
think,
put him on?
but I do think
sale?
that's
Yeah.
if we're gonna talk about Bruno's performance, you have to. I'm looking at Ten Hag because you have a player who is so good higher up in the pitch and so good at creating and scoring and doing and all the things that he's good at. The way that they played completely gets rid of that. So if you went and imagine if
Good tactics,
imagine if what's his name
I hear it.
Yeah.
Madison was playing in that kind of, you wouldn't get anything that you get from him now in the
I hear
system
you.
that he's
But
playing.
listen,
That's
one
true.
guy came to the game, the other guy stayed at
And
home.
I said, when Bruno's
Jollof
bad,
rice,
it's
I'm telling
bad.
you.
That's all I said. I said, what did I say? When Bruno's bad, it's bad.
I don't think
you did.
Bruno
Let's go
was
next
bad.
game. We're going to go to Stamford Bridge.
Oh,
Big
man.
stamp.
Big Stamp. Talk
Tough
about
game.
Chelsea versus Forest.
Hey.
Chelsea,
Tough game. I let you guys go
Very
first.
good.
Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 0.
I'll let you guys go
Stamford
first.
Bridge. Okay, I'll start then.
You don't want to put a kid on today?
Nah, I don't rep the shirts.
My biggest issue, I think, with
I've
this
got the new
Chelsea
one coming.
performance is it's not even the performance; it's
That's-
Chelsea. My biggest issue with Chelsea is after you've spent $1 billion on players on recruitment.
Yep.
I don't want to see you play 5 at the back ever.
Facts.
I know it's a 4 when they have possession and Chilwell's
yeah.
pushing high, but it's a fucking 5. I'm not an idiot. I'm not just going to listen to hearing, oh, well, Chilwell's high up, Colwell's playing left back, blah, blah, blah. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's not. You're playing a 5 at the back. Pochettino, I think the whole preseason played 4 at the back. They get into
there
the
was-
season.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe they mixed it around, but they get into the season and every single game they've played 5. The same 5.
But can I say that was due to injury?
Okay.
One
Injuries.
Which injury?
Who's injury saying shortly?
I think that made us play 5. I'm not saying that's the reason why we're losing these games. I'm saying that injury and the Reece James is why I think now we play 5.
My hot take is
That's not my excuse for the performances.
Pochettino
I'm saying
went-
because when we were playing 4, it was with Nkunku and it was
I
a
mean,
4.
like, you
I
got
don't
39
think- My hot take is
39
Pochettino
players
went
in
into the
squad.
season not ready to start off the season. He thinks that 5 will give them more stability.
Yeah.
And I think regardless of Nkunku being there, he would have played in that left forward position.
I think so as
Sterling
well.
would have played in the right forward position.
Yeah.
And it would be Enzo and
Caicedo.
Caicedo. Gallagher would be out of the team. If they had everyone fit. But I just do not think you can spend £1 billion on players, on recruiting the best young players in the world and play a 5 at the back and lose at home to Forest. Forest.
And now we're apparently also saying that
Inevitable.
there's a lot of people saying that, like, oh, they're young. But when it's certain other players, they're not saying we're young, they're young. When Martinelli doesn't perform, it's not he's young, he's whatever. Sabozla, if he had come in and been shit, no one's going to be like, oh, he's only 22. Nobody's going to say that.
Yeah.
No one is ever going to say that.
Do you think, Bud,
Yeah.
Chelsea have internal issues of we're not on the same page in terms of players? Personnel and system, I don't think.
There's no such
It
thing.
can't be, though.
I don't
It
think you've signed
can't.
players for a system. I think you've signed players for the potential
So
for them
Liverpool
to be
don't
good.
get him.
Yeah. So a
You
couple
sign
other
players
guys,
so Liverpool don't get him.
yeah,
Cool.
dry, and then we'll try fit them into the system. Do you think that there is a plan?
Get players.
Yeah, I'm
then
saying
try and make it work?
I think it's
I
this
don't
is our
think- yeah.
system,
No, I
but
agree.
we want these
There's no
players.
plan.
I agree. It wasn't like there was a plan of like maybe Caicedo, but definitely not Lavia, definitely not
Yeah,
all these other players. Palmer definitely. It wasn't like it's just get these guys and now try and make it work.
Yeah, it's let's build a pool of players
I
and then let's say, oh, what formation can we play with these
Exactly.
guys?
Doesn't make any
It's just-
sense, man.
It's kind of just like eye candy. These guys that on the market, bring him in. Like bargain with the team, give him someone else, bring him in. I think this is hopefully this is the turning point for Poch, and I think there's one player that needs to be dropped. It's not because of his performances. I think it's if we're trying to build for the future, and we still got a 39-year-old centre back playing. I think it's a big no-brainer. I think you need to bench him. You need to be if you're the coach. If he's not the captain anymore,
You need to let me land.
if you're not the captain anymore, I think you need to bench players. If they can't play in a 4, then you shouldn't be playing a 5 just to.
So do you think?
I never thought I'd
Do
see
you
the day.
think
The
that
problem-
Poch is playing the 5 to have Thiago Silva in the side?
potentially, yes.
Look.
Yeah,
Look. The problem I have with Chelsea, full stop,
Let's hear it.
is you expect a young team is going to outperform very structured teams with experience and talent.
That's
I feel like for you to be a good team, you need a mix. Whether it's one or two
100%.
experienced guys who are
Yeah.
going to bring things in. If you take Thiago Silva out, who's going to play there?
I
Chalobah?
didn't say just take Thiago Silva. I'm saying if he can't play in a 4, then we shouldn't be playing a 5. I didn't say drop Thiago Silva. I never said it was
I
his
thought you said if
performances.
he's not performing, he should take him out.
No, I'm saying
Okay.
if we play a 4 and he can't play in the 4, then you have to bring him out, not play a 5 just because you want him there. I'm saying there was a chance Chilwell had in the game. Big chance, missed it. I think that's because we have a 5. If we have a 4
And a winger.
or a midfielder who has probably better finishing, better decision making up front, that's a chance there. He had a similar chance in the game before, even though we beat Luton, he still missed the exact same chance. The one where he tried to play off to Sterling.
Yep.
What striker, what winger, what attacking minded forward gives a chance like that up? So I'm just saying, 5 at the back is not working. If Thiago Silva can't play in the 4, then you have to make the decision of just put him on the bench.
I think it's deeper than that, but
I think there's a lot of problems.
I think
But that's the first step. I think go back to a 4. Who can play in a 4? Right, you can play in a 4. Play. You can't. You have to be ruthless now. He's 30. He's 39.
There's issues. There's issues. One,
it's
big issue,
deeper than
no experience. There's no experience, especially with Reece James out of the side. There's no experience.
Nothing.
If we're going to say people like Chilwell have experience,
Yeah.
experience with what?
He's a Prem player.
He's a Prem player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
but
is experience.
leadership.
There. He's-
But you need
he's a captain.
leadership. You
Leadership,
need
adults,
you
men.
need those qualities.
I get
Reece
that.
James, when he's not there, yeah, I get it. Sterling to me is experience.
Yeah.
But I feel as though when he's playing with a bunch of kids, I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, pause. Enzo, I think is a very good player. One, we don't even know what his best position is. Two, he's
Pochettino
definitely
doesn't
not
know
10.
what his best
Pochettino doesn't
It's
even
not
know what his
10.
best position is.
It's not 10.
Well,
Realistically,
it's not 6 either.
when Caicedo
But it's
came
an
in,
8.
when Caicedo came into
Do you
the
know
team,
what I believe? Just on the Enzo thing,
Yeah.
I think again your players and system don't fit because Enzo is too out of the game if he plays as one of the two midfielders.
Yep.
In a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1, however you want to call your formation. I think if Enzo plays next to one other midfielder and that's it, I think your midfield gets overrun.
That's what I mean. I think when in the preseason, I know it's just preseason.
But
when it was 3, it worked fine.
In order for
It looked
Enzo to
good.
perform, you
It
need
looked good.
a 6,
But to
another
combat
8, and
this,
Enzo.
I know
But what
Exactly
happened?
right.
What did they
That's
do
what
to
I've been saying.
combat that? They brought in Caicedo, right? That's obviously to combat them getting overrun in midfield, and then they brought in 100.
I don't think it needs to be that. I think it needs to be Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo.
That's
all
what I
in the
mean.
same
It has to
side.
be a 3.
But then, Jeremy, I'm telling you, this pool of players that they've built,
I know.
they're built for no reason.
Like
then.
I said, Mudrik's
In
going
who?
alone in January.
They're built for no. But Cole Palmer,
Yep.
Madueke.
No. Cole Palmer was bought for what though? A
don't
player
know.
that can play across all 3.
No,
That's
no.
what Poch said. He wanted a player that can play across
said it.
the
Poch
front
is a-
3.
If I see Cole Palmer playing 9, I know Chelsea are finished as a club.
Why?
Okay, left
has
side,
played
okay,
9.
yeah.
For when? For when? For who and for when?
maybe he's
For when and for who did he play 9? I need to know.
Jeremy Ladd.
He's played
Maybe
9.
he's come, he's come off the bench in the City system when they had no
No,
number
but
9.
I'm not saying
He's
obviously-
played only ever 3 games from the start. He's
Any
played
centre
he's
back
got
in the
3
Premier League,
starts.
any centre back, I don't care what team you want to go to. If they come, they're in the tunnel and they see Nicholas Jackson's on the bench, Cole Palmer 9, they're doing this.
No,
They're
I'm
doing
not
the
saying-
Ronaldinho.
We never said Cole Palmer's bought to start.
No, I know, but I'm saying
I'm-
you're saying he can play anywhere in the
Okay,
front
but
three.
he's
He
left
can't.
City to play. That's
they-
why he's left City. It's to play.
I don't think it was just to play. Money as well. He
He could get more money
he was
from
in
City.
he didn't even sign a pro contract.
This isn't the Abramovich era. Because when was it you won? Was it 14-15 season?
Yeah, they won. No, they won 16,
17,
17,
17.
14, 15,
Well,
16.
right. You brought in Fabregas and Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Correct.
Those are big guys.
But who brought them in?
Terminators.
No, but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
your expectation was to win the league.
When?
That's
At the
easy.
start of
That
the
season.
No, I'm saying at the
this
start of
season.
this year.
Oh, this season. Yeah.
But I'm saying there's a fundamental difference between that type of buying players but supporting
sir.
players with
Yeah, yeah,
extreme
yeah.
experience
But we're-
and now.
It's a new system now. It's not by quick bursts and then
But we've-
out in 2
but
years.
we've just
It's-
said-
we're not doing that anymore. It's build a team that will last more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Not just
Yeah,
win
but I feel
win the
like
Prem
that's
and then
what Arsenal did.
ship.
Yep.
It's more like win the Prem,
I
come
completely
top
agree.
2, come top 4, win it again, win a cup, win something.
But how many
It's more
teams?
that.
How many teams can compete with a young side? Is my question.
But it's not a young side.
Yeah,
You've
but
got an
you've cleared
experienced
out-
Prem winger,
Yeah.
Sterling. If Reece is, I'm saying this is a fit
Like
team.
your best team.
Reece and
Yeah.
Chilwell
There's
experience.
no point in counting Reece. Yeah.
Reece and
there's
nah,
no
come on,
point.
be serious.
Respectfully, there's no
Reece.
point in counting him.
Don't
If
be
he's
silly.
if he's never available, you can't count him.
I'm being a fit team.
Okay.
Reece, Sterling, Chilwell, keeper, Sanchez played in the Prem. Who else? Enzo.
Your team.
Who else?
Is Enzo counting his experience now?
No, I'm not saying
Enzo's
experience.
someone you
Leadership,
bring in
like
next
a player.
to someone experienced.
Enzo
No, but
got
he's-
no
he's-
experience.
Leadership.
He's got
like,
two
it's either
wins for
leadership
Chelsea in his
or
whole career.
experience. I'm saying like they're not all young. We're saying like Nkunku's not young. If he comes to play, he's a grown man. He'll play.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being grown
Yeah.
and being experienced.
There's a difference, but that gap is smaller than being young and unexperienced. Like Mudryk, like Cole Palmer, like
Madueke.
Madueke.
Chukwuemeka.
That's what I mean.
Caicedo.
Andre
That's what I mean.
Sanders.
Yeah,
Cole Will.
You being
No.
It's-
What I'm saying is like the structural
Yeah.
issues are systematic and
Definitely.
the player type.
yeah.
There's
Nicholas
literally no
Jackson.
plan with what you want to do, how it's going to work.
But-
That's what I'm saying. Is like for
I
you
hear
to
that.
step forward.
Yeah.
There's been no kind of like strategic. All right, this is how we want to play. The system's how we want to play. We need these core players to stay in this system, whilst
Yeah.
these younger players get better until we don't
Yeah,
need
yeah.
them.
I
Instead of
hear
just
that,
getting
but-
rid of all of them
but-
and starting fresh.
Thiago,
it's dangerous.
We've seen it before. If he's played in a 4, you've seen it last year. Sometimes he's a target in a 4 because of his pace and nothing else. We know his ability. He's good on the ball and stuff. In a 4, he's targeted more in games. So I'm saying if we play him in a 4 and it's not working, now we have to be like, okay, like Badashile, Diassi, Kogel,
Fofana.
start. Like it has to be these kind of like decisions from now on. Like if we're gonna build a system, you gotta have a 39-year-old playing in a 4 and it's not working and he's still playing just because he has this experience.
Because I just think, one, like I said, you bought a striker again in the exact same mold as the strikers you slandered previously. Does a lot outside of scoring, does too much even outside of scoring, but can't put the ball in the back of the net. Last season, all the people that watched the La Liga said Jackson is very good, but he lacks finishing. Maybe similar to Nunes. Lacks that Nunes, yeah, not so much build up as Jackson has, but lacks that finishing touch. And we saw it, big moment, 83rd minute, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Open goal. He's stretching for the ball. That's not composure at all. Then you look at their midfield.
Are you Jackson out? Yeah.
No way. He
No
can't
way,
be.
man.
Checking.
He can't be. He can't be. He can't be.
I
He,
like-
that, he
I
has to
like
die on
Jackson,
that hill.
Yeah.
Nah,
He has to
it's
die.
not
I'm just
because I'm dying.
I'm
It's-
just checking.
You see it as well. He's got
Because Havertz missed
he's
a big
great,
chance. So I was
great
just
player.
checking.
Yeah, and I'll get onto his point as well.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. You want me to keep going?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And then, like you said,
Yeah.
Thiago Silva's playing.
Yeah.
When you guys are playing in a 5. When you look at Chelsea's team, I'm agreeing with you because a lot of the front 3 and the midfielders don't suit a back 5.
Yeah.
The way that it is, the players should be
Yeah,
set up.
fact.
They shouldn't be set up
Yeah.
in a back 5. Enzo's best work is not with a back 5. Caicedo's best work sometimes with a back 5, but also not with a back 5. Sterling not with a back 5. Who played left in the game? The left 10. Enzo played in the left 10. Oh my
Gallagher.
god!
Yeah, Gallagher.
If we're at a point now where he's playing in
That's
the
what
left
I'm.
10,
That's what I'm saying.
when he was brought into the club, people were saying he's going to play 6.
Oh, that's when I was.
They were
like,
saying he's going to play
hey,
6.
And
no
the chances
way.
he's getting, he's shooting. To me, it's like careless. Like it's because it's just a chance. He's not really concentrating on the chances he's getting. Whereas a player, an attacking minded player, could, I guess, make a better decision in those kind of moments.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you because it could make sense if you had a number 9 who was prolific,
That's
like
what-
a sick goal scorer, and the rest are supplementary. But
Even a
you
10.
don't have a goal scorer in your side, and you're playing with Enzo Fernandez as one of the highest players on the pitch.
We got to cut Jackson some slack because last year when this was Darwin on the chopping board,
I never
you
cut
were
him
were
slack.
saying
I never
no,
cut him
you were
slack.
saying it's his first season.
You
He's
guys
still
can say
learning.
you guys can
He's
say
still
I
learning
never
this
cut
system.
Darwin slack. I never ever cut him slack. So
At the
maybe
start, you
could-
were literally the first couple of games.
What's our first ever-
What did he say? First season Benfica horrible. Then second he
I
started
didn't
scoring
say that.
30. You
I
did.
didn't say
You
that.
literally scored it last.
Do you know what our first ever viral video on TikTok is?
What?
It's me slandering Darwin after we signed him. So if we want to go back
The
to
price tag,
receipts,
because of the price
no,
tag.
it wasn't.
Wasn't because
it's
he's
because of
not
his
because he's-
performances. He was so bad.
Yeah, His performance was bad all up.
Yeah.
Jackson's performances aren't bad.
Yeah, but he can't score. Neither Havertz. Havertz's
He can't
performances
score.
when he
It's
was
his
playing for
first
Chelsea
season.
weren't bad.
It's his first season.
Of course, it's his first
Yeah,
season.
this is literally
But
4
you're meant to
games
win the
in.
league.
4 games in.
You're meant to win the league.
4 games in.
You're meant to win the
We're
league.
just holding you to your
That's all I'm saying.
expectations.
That's where
Definitely.
I'm coming from.
If
Yeah.
Hoyland comes in, he's
But
getting
I'm not-
slandered.
I'm not worried about Chelsea as I was last year because I see that there is
You have a better manager.
better manager and you can see the football is becoming better.
But it's impossible to be as worried as you were last year. You had no coach. You had Frank Lampard coaching. You were just signing players for the fun of it. Of course, there's going to be a step
You
up.
had a Barmy
But
in.
is the step up big enough?
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
think so.
I think
let's-
we know.
Let's
what
get
we
into
have
some of
to
the
do.
comments quickly. User Asasi on TikTok said Chelsea won't be as bad as everyone says. They're still getting top 6.
Thank you.
And Kunku, James,
They,
and
they
Banashile
better get top
comes
6.
back.
What do you mean they're
Yeah.
still getting... They
Yeah.
better get
Facts.
top 6.
Facts.
You
What's
cannot
his name?
spend 700 million...
Asasi.
Asasi, my
Nah,
guy.
get out of here. You cannot spend 700 million and not get top 6.
And if
what I
we
mean.
don't,
WSG KLY says Chelsea will finish higher than Man United this season.
ooh, that's a BD.
Ham.
That's bad.
You reckon that's a BD?
BDP, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah, I
saying,
think
but
it is.
you've got them finishing first. So, of course, you think that's going to happen.
Any normal brain person. It's a
Um,
BD.
This guy, this is the
BDP.
comment I want to get your take on. Young Burmos says Chelsea have the most talented squad in the Prem. Are we just saying talent is just because they're young?
Price tag.
Yeah.
Is
And-
that
and
talent,
young,
or
yeah.
is it players who have done something in the game?
So City are more talented.
What's the talent? What's talent? Are we
Yeah.
saying potential is talent?
Yeah,
Or-
maybe they have a team with the most potential.
Yeah.
This guy,
With the most
you know what pisses me off?
increasing
Young Burbos
transfer
is his
market
name.
value, maybe.
People, I reckon, play too much FIFA.
Young Burmos.
Yeah,
That
that's what it
their
is.
opinions are based on FIFA stats and FIFA potentials. It's like,
Well, he's right now sitting at an 83, so if he goes up to an 86 next
on
season,
manager,
Bro,
it's going to be 95.
It's the
That's what
it's the
they're saying,
Christmas cards. When Kunku gets a 96 in Christmas card, this guy's thinking, man, this guy's sick.
That's what I mean.
do you know what it is?
How can
It's
that-
they're basing it off the increase in future transfer market
Yeah,
value.
fact.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. Chelsea have the best team. If you look at their market
Crazy,
value
man.
now, the potential for it to be increased because they don't have more talent than City. They don't have more talent than
no.
Arsenal. They don't have more talent than Liverpool. They don't have. Maybe they have more talent than United. They don't. Yeah, that's probably where they sit.
you could argue Brighton have maybe more talent.
Yeah.
Liverpool
Like-
is a big
like
stretch, man.
demonstrated talent.
How is it a stretch?
It's a big stretch.
Our players are more
11
talented
is
than
more
Chelsea's.
talented than
And that's demonstrated talent. That's not
He's-
like,
he
oh,
said
he's,
Chelsea.
he's
He
going
didn't say
to
11.
be. It's like literally
We have
demonstrated.
more
He said
talent than
squad.
you.
Yeah.
Your players like Madueke, if we're going to
You have
count
Harvey
that
Barnes.
as talent, huh?
You have Harvey Elliott.
Yeah. Why are we considering that as he's got the same level of as thing as players like
You got Joe
Madueke,
Gomez. You
the
got
same as
Matip.
Chukwuemeka. Like
You
why is
got
that
Joe
different?
Gomez, Matip.
You have
You don't have a right back
Disasi.
when if Trent gets injured. Who's your right back? I can't even talk about him because he's not there.
your right back's always injured.
You don't have a right back if TAA
Okay,
is
all
going
right.
to play 6.
But up
are you
front,
playing with
up
10
front,
players?
we've got Gakpo, who's better
you-
than all your forwards.
Are you guys gonna?
We've got
Answer
Salah,
my
who's better
question.
than all
Are
your
you playing
forwards.
with 10 players
Diaz
in a
is
match?
better than all
Yeah,
your forwards.
that's what I
Are
mean.
you
Jota
going
is
in-
better than all your
Are you
forwards.
going into a match with 10 players if TAA is
No.
going to 6?
Salah's better than
So
all your
who's your
forwards.
right back?
Joe
That's what I mean.
Gomez.
Joe Gomez. There we go.
So
That's
did you
all I
wa-
want
did you
to
watch
see.
the game against
That's all
Villa?
I want to
These
see.
FIFA guys, man.
Did you watch the
one
game
more
against Villa?
comment.
Joe
Joe
Gomez,
Gomez.
phenomenal.
Did you see him miss?
Yeah,
miss the ball.
You
air
think a
swing,
player
fall
can't make a
down.
mistake in 90 minutes? He was
Fall like
phenomenal.
that.
He was
One more
phenomenal.
comment from Ryan L. Ruiz. Chelsea's poor form is proof that the problem isn't the manager, but something else. How you've come to that conclusion, don't know.
Not sure.
Because he's been provided with every tool under the sun, every player.
He is sitting in
In
the
world
best possible
football.
system for a coach to thrive. Put Ange in that system. Chelsea are playing great, sitting at probably second in the table.
It's like people are assuming like the owner's got a gun to this guy's head and being like, yo, sign this guy, man. Sign this guy.
As
today."
much as we
That's
talk
not
shit about
happening. Surely
Bowley,
not.
Bowley is a manager's dream because he's anytime he says I want a player, he says I'll give it to you.
Businessman.
They've got all the
I don't get it, man.
anything that you could ever want. They've got.
You know what it is?
I don't get it.
Guys like that, they just see that comment somewhere else in like another video and he will just come relay
Yeah,
here
yeah,
thinking
for
he's on some.
Let's quickly go to the last
Idiot.
game. We're going to recap Brighton versus Newcastle. I think we just need to Brighton.
Yeah.
These are the guys.
In the last 4 years, Brighton are the only team with a positive net spend. A positive net spend.
God damn.
Brighton are the guys. Brighton are a level above Newcastle when it comes to them head to head, well, what's going to happen? They're a level above.
De Zerbi's a top
Wait,
three.
You got a neck snap or something?
De Zerbi is a top 3 manager in the Premier League. Put whoever you want in that top 3, but he's in the top 3. Because how can you do that with the squad that you've got?
They're slapping up.
The way,
guys.
oh, Chelsea, this, oh, how can he do it first season, this, that. This is De Zerbi's second half. He's not even coached for a season yet.
Yeah.
And look at the system that Brighton have.
Now it's a season.
Yeah, it's a season now.
Now, yeah.
Look at the system that Brighton are playing. Look at the way that they play. Look at the players that he's brought in. He brings in players, and what do?
Yep.
Billy Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore's the
guy.
Chelsea Gilmore
Chelsea-
that they
Is that not the guy
rejects.
that when Billy Gilmore made
guarantee
his
you-
debut?
Poch still there, he wouldn't have sold Billy Gilmore.
Is that not the Billy Gilmore when he made his debut, Chelsea, whatever? They were saying, wow, this guy's wonder kid going to be. Now, everyone's written him off, including myself.
Billy Gilmore's essentially like Lavia. Like what everyone thought Gilmore is like Lavia now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's who they
That's,
thought they were going to
that's the level
but you just sold him and signed Lavia.
for 60 million.
Hey, you guys are just broke. If you want money, we'll lend
I want
you.
to talk about
Yeah.
Newcastle being a little lackluster. Newcastle have Champions League coming up. They're in the group of doom.
You said they're going to get out.
I said Newcastle was getting out of the group,
And then you saw them get-
and then I saw them get slapped up by Brighton.
Hey, maybe
Brighton
Europe
as
is
well,
better
man.
than Champions League. Don't even
Is it
worry.
too early to like?
I mean, my prediction was Newcastle don't come near the top 6 this year.
Yeah.
Remember that? I said that.
I put him.
6 or 5.
I think I had him 6th or
6 or
7th.
5.
Yeah.
And they've lost 3 of their opening 4 games.
Big games, but they're very hard games.
They are very
They've
hard.
had a
Yeah.
big
That's
run.
what I'm
They're
saying.
very hard.
They could easily just win the rest for a couple weeks.
So- days.
They're hard games.
Yeah.
No,
Defi-
but
they had
there's-
4 big
it does a
games.
lot to your confidence.
It does, definitely.
Losing
Yeah.
just does a lot to your confidence.
3 losses, international break. Now they got to come back from international break
Home game.
and hope they turn it around. And then Champions League starts that week after.
Yes.
Did we?
It
did
could be
we,
good or bad.
And who they
It could
fucking
be.
play Champions League? PSG, Dortmund,
Milan.
Milan.
I saw some guy. I saw some video of like Dan Burns. It's like when he sees Mbappé. And he's running the other way. The guy's running that
I
way.
think Newcastle are in for a bit of trouble. And like we were saying about Eddie Howe last week, the big games come.
That's
you
what
need
I'm
to start
saying.
winning some, cuz.
Yeah.
You need to start winning some
A
because
guy was fighting with me before the game happened, right? This is before the game against Brighton happened. I said, look, Eddie Howe's done great, but I think
he's taking them as far as he
he's
can.
taking them as far as he can. He has proved that in the big games he can't get it done. And the guy said, no, I think that he can win trophies. And I said, like, what's made you think that? Then he blah, blah, talking. After this game's played, no comments. He's not replying anymore. He's done. The guy's done commenting.
It was a cold world, man.
It's literally like you
know.
could be top of the world 1 week.
My
Yeah.
thing is,
And
I still
boom.
think Newcastle are a very good side.
Very good side.
Extremely
Yeah.
hard to play against. But
Yeah.
how do they cope with this now that
Imagine the
they're in
schedule.
Europe? They got to play their best team has got to turn up in the Prem if they're playing a big game.
Yeah.
Then they got to go away to fucking Milan, away to Dortmund, away to PSG. Who are they rotating into this side?
Maybe
coming in?
you're right.
Lascelles?
Maybe you were right about Tonali going back to Milan.
I reckon he's not coming back on the flight after that game, bro.
Let's go. I want to get into standouts from the weekend. Who impressed you, Howlers? Who needs to fucking do better? Who needs to do better?
I
Bud,
got
start us off.
impressed. Part of the KKK
Oh yeah,
Korean was on fire this weekend.
yeah shout
Korean
out Son.
cooked up.
I think it's safe to say
Son Ange.
Son in the
That's a love
middle
story.
and play people off him.
Yeah,
I think that works. I think what him and Madison have going is nice. I don't know if Richarlison's the right player for that 9 position. Seems like he's like they're all going to a party and he hasn't got the details yet.
Yeah.
Like they haven't sent him the location.
yeah. He doesn't know the dress code.
Exactly. Doesn't know
Solomon
the
comes in and he's gone to the party as well.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Although I did see, this isn't my opinion, but I did see on Twitter I was watching the Burnley Tottenham game, and on Twitter during the first half, a lot of Tottenham fans were saying that Son wasn't working up front for the side because
Yeah.
there was nobody coming to hold up the ball.
True.
They couldn't build up. They couldn't create.
and in not one of his best games, he
and
scored a
then
hat
second
trick.
half had he.
That's football, man.
Exactly. But whereas with Richarlison, it just stays like this.
Yeah,
it
it was
just
great
stays.
build up. No end product.
Yeah, it just stays. Whereas Son could just turn it up at any moment.
But that's
so
what I mean,
it's a
is
big
like-
it's a good gamble.
Finishing,
No,
though,
no,
the
100%,
finishing
I
is
agree with you.
outrageous.
That's what I'm saying. Left foot.
Yeah.
Come on,
I agree
man.
with you. You got
Come
stand
on.
out. You got to stand out, Mike.
Mike, you can go first.
I want big standouts, and then we'll do who needs to fucking do better.
I've got one.
I got a good. Who
Simple.
needs to fucking do better.
Declan Rice. You heard it here first. Nah, you've heard it everywhere.
You heard it first.
To be honest, this guy's been very, very good. I didn't expect Declan Rice to be this consistent. I know his quality, of course, but he's been consistently very good. He's playing in a different way to party, yes, but in terms of his energy, his mentality, just everything, like it feels like in the 80th minute of the game, he's the one that's running the most, covering the most, trying. He's just doing everything, and I'm very, very impressed with Declan Rice. I feel like he's got to get his flowers, and that goal just sums up the build up to his performances in just the past 3, 4, 5 weeks. And yeah, he's been the guy, man.
You know what it feels like for me with Declan Rice when I watch him play for Arsenal? Why does it feel like he's upgraded his attributes? Like, this guy's like put a package on where now he's got like these sick touches,
He's got
and
perks.
under pressure he's like I don't know, like body feints,
Composure.
like everything. And I'm thinking, who the hell is this guy?
No,
Because when Arsenal signed him, this player is not the same player. Maybe Arteta's already doing wonders, but that's not the same player.
Listen, this guy got to Arsenal after a week. I don't know if you guys are watching interviews. He was saying, I
he's the best.
don't even look at football the same.
Yeah.
He was saying, I don't understand. I've learned nothing before.
Well,
And now
sitting
I
on
know
the same
all this
points as
shit.
David Moyes'
Yeah,
West Ham.
Listen.
doing this right now.
Oh, you don't know football, huh?
Something you got to stand
Yeah,
out.
I got one. This guy gets slandered on this podcast by the most of probably any player ever in football history, especially by this guy. TAA, Trent Alexander-Arnold, put in in masterclass, 10 out of 10 performance.
Okay.
Passing, everything. And also I wanted to
Yeah,
shout out
it was good.
Ryan Gravenbach sitting on the side watching the game. And I just wanted to compare it
bench
to...
shout-outs now.
Yeah, I just wanted to compare it to Lavia sitting on the side watching the Chelsea game. Yeah, the guy looked depressed. So, I mean, difference in emotions.
He's just hungry to play, bro.
I don't
would
have a
be hungry.
standout, but I can do an honorary mention for production because they want me to mention Ferguson, Haddy, 18 years of age.
Oh, yeah,
against
shit.
Newcastle.
He's 18.
Yeah, he's 18, bro.
You know, did you see that?
Oh my days.
Did you see that thing? How it was like it took Ferguson how many games it took Rashford Rashford hasn't scored a hat yet.
I saw it thinking it was
Crazy.
like, no wonder they declined Tottenham's 100 million or whatever. Tottenham said how much they said 120.
Yeah.
No wonder. He's 18, he scored a hat trick.
I've got this guy needs to fucking do better though. I don't
Yes, I love it.
I don't
Let's
have
hear
a standout, but this guy needs to fucking do better. That kebab shop owner Casemiro, whoever they've replaced Casemiro with, I'm telling you, is finished. I tell you right now, Embarass is coming in because he is finished. He's finished.
Hey.
They're going to play alongside each other.
Yeah.
But he's going to be doing all his work. Casemiro is going to be the guy who on the group assignment who gets A, didn't turn up. He was asleep the whole assignment, didn't do the speech, didn't do anything.
I got
This guy
something to
walking
add on
back
to that.
like this.
Amrabat,
He's been cloned.
I watched a bit of his games with Morocco and Fiorentina. It's good football, but you need to get bigger size shorts. I've been seeing
But
it's too tight.
what's with
man.
these Brazilian guys and their downfall being so quick? Fabinho, 2 years ago, one of the best DMs in the Premier League. 1 season later, he's in Saudi.
I'm genuinely telling you, I guarantee before the games, before training, Casemiro will say, Embarass, let me help you put your GPS in. He's going to put his GPS in. He's going to put his GPS in. He's going to take Embarass, put it in. Pause. And that's all that's going to happen this year. Because Casemiro, there was a point in the Arsenal game where he went into a 50-50 with Reece Nelson. 90th minute, lost the ball.
And he's just doing
With Reece Nelson, he lost a 50-50 Casemiro.
No,
I know what happened to
it's
this
finished.
guy.
What
That's how
happened to
I
the
knew.
Casemiro that smashed Milner? You remember that one? This
yeah,
is different.
I'm Madrid. I mean at Anfield.
That's
that
a-
was
They
Oh,
signed
man.
this guy
Different guy.
last year for 60 mil, gave him a 4-year deal, and he's used it up.
We need to do a whole segment of United board. Like we need to do
What
and
they're
discuss
smoking?
their transfers.
I agree because
Anthony.
that's not good enough. Do you guys have a who needs to
Yeah.
fucking do better?
Yeah, I'll go one. This one's not who needs to do better. It's what the fuck was he doing? MJ's boy, Rico Henry.
Oh,
Man,
brain
he
snap.
chased down that guy. He looked like he was about to do his hamstring,
Yeah,
by the
bad.
way. in that run, right?
Bad.
Wins it. The guy gives it up. Henry turns fast that way. Kick it out here. Just kick it here. The line's right there.
All I'm
burned
saying
him
is,
as well.
All I'm saying is, Ivan must have had a little.
He said, "Yo, Rico."
Hey.
Yo, Rico.
Hey, Rico.
Hey, Rico.
I bet you can do something for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a who needs to do better as well. This guy,
Who
people
needs to
saying,
do fucking better?
yeah, people were saying it's
Say
best keeper in the world.
Say it.
Who needs to do fucking
Yeah,
better?
yeah.
People were saying, you know who they said best keeper in the world? Nick Pope, best keeper in the Premier League.
He's ruining my fantasy, man.
Now, this
Pause.
guy, the mistakes that he's making.
Damn, man.
He's ruining my fantasy.
Hey, certain guys on TikTok, certain guys on Instagram, whatever, YouTube saying this guy's the best keeper in the world, top 5 in the world, top 3 in the
Nah,
world.
man.
And he's putting in those
Hey,
performances.
I need to trade this guy.
My God.
Yeah. Every
Shout out Tom Garrett. Actually, he follows, so you might see this. Tom Garrett was cursing out the pitch side. You know the guy who's behind the camera?
The Newcastle
guy?
geezer.
'Cause he said Nick Pope, top 3 best keeper in the world.
So one, he can't play out at all. So if you can't play out at all, you better be the best shot stopper in the whole
He
world.
does futsal saves as well. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
He tries to save with his feet all
The time. And then they end up
He's
just
not
going
good,
over.
man. This guy's rated better than Ramsdale last year.
Yeah, and he's got an immature haircut. So
Yeah,
I
grow
think
up.
you need to
And
grow up.
grow
Yeah.
up. Nick Pope,
If you're
grow
going to be
up.
playing Champions League,
If you're going to be about 6'7", you can't have a haircut that make you look like a baby.
on that note, we need to bring up Bud needs to do a my bad because this guy last week was cursing out Rodri because he does tucked in shirt.
Yeah,
and
tuck
all
in. You need to do
all
a
of
my
his
bad.
Chelsea legends tucked in shirt. Drogba tucked in shirt.
Semi.
Terry tucked in shirt.
Semi.
Lampard,
tucked in shirt.
That's the only one
all
I agree.
tucked in shirts.
All of his
Yeah,
legends.
but
tucked
then
in
there's
shirt.
also Aspilicueta tucked in shit.
So what?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't
TV.
work all the time, but when it works, it's all right.
Yeah.
But back to
You
Pope.
could say my bad.
Pope, you can't be wearing. Listen here, Pope.
Yeah, he's got them short
Bro,
sleeves.
you can't be wearing a shirt here at your age.
He's got them short sleeve
He's got a
shirts.
7-year-old
He
haircut
looks like
as well.
one of those Bonds cotton tees that go really short. He'd wear that on a night out as well.
Yeah, you would.
With that, with that haircut.
I reckon he wears one of them white
and say, listen here,
see-through
buddy.
t-shirts where you can see everything inside.
Mark, you got a who needs to do fucking better?
It was Pope.
It was Pope. Oh yeah, Pope. Yeah, was that yours as well?
Yeah, just said Pope.
Well, this has been Let 'Em Shoot. We've got international break coming up, but next week on the episode we're going to be doing our top 10 transfers of the window.
Oh, perfect.
You know who my
I can
one
do
is?
that. I can
I'll
do
tell
that
you
right now.
Yeah.
Domo.
Top 10 transfers, and maybe we'll quickly run through our
Dominic
bottom 5
Szoboszlai.
worst. Who knows how much
Yeah,
time we've got.
I rate that. I like that.
We can do that.
We can do
Dominic
a
Szoboszlai.
little. We can do a little double.
We're going to have 8 people on the 2 couches.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we can compare at the end of the season.
Compare
Yeah.
the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll run through our top 10 best transfers of last season as well, so we'll compare it.
Oh, yeah.
But this has been Let 'Em Shoot. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching. Make sure you comment because the comments is what gets Bud the most.
Hey, someone tell me why Rashford does this in the comments. Still yet to know.
I don't know.
Because he's got
Composure.
it. Some people got it, some people don't.
Yeah, and we
Mentality.
certainly
Yeah,
have.
but then did you see his shot?
Yeah, he should have. He was too gassed, bro.
He was
the emotion
live.
has.
He was live.
Rashford has composed. Did you see his shot just after that where he fucking just tried to knuckle
Yeah, he
from
tried
50
knuckle
yards
it.
out?
Yeah.
Hey,
On the counter.
There's a time and place, man.
Thank you for watching.